today's Saturday, so I usually do my Saturday shelfie tour. I already did my A through Z, so I was looking around my room and saying, what else can I videotape without going back to A? And I decided to do an embarrassing one. I have a bin filled of books that I started to read, but I DNF'd them. So my bin is overflowing. I actually have a stack, and then I have the bin full of books here. So I'm going to share with you what I started, how far I got in each book, and please comment below if you think it's worth it to continue reading it, or should I just DNF it and get rid of it. So yeah, I have quite a few books here. Some of them are very, very popular. I just wasn't in the mood to read them at that point. I read a couple of pages. I have a bookmark in each one. And I will actually tell you why I DNF'd it too, if I remember. Okay? All right, so let's go. Let's start with the big stack that I have sitting. These books, I just took off my, this stack here was sitting on my bed, next to my bed, and these were books that I was currently reading, so I may pick up some of them still. So, but the ones in the bin are really old ones that I started to read and DNF'd in the last 3 years or so. So, okay. And I always give a book 2 tries, because sometimes I don't like a book when I first read it, but then I go back and I read it again, and an example of that book would be City of Bones. I tried 1 year. I could not read it. I tried Harry Potter the first year and I gave up. So yeah, so I will go back to the books eventually, but there is one book that I totally DNF'd was Mistborn. I did not like that at all. So anyway, let's get on to the books because I'm rambling here. Okay, so the first book that I have here, I picked this up because the movie, I wanted to see the movie, but I already saw the movie. I know I cheated, but I wanted to read the book, which is The Dog's Purpose. I did read the first part of the story, and I got up to page 59. So yeah, I'd still want to continue finishing it, but you know, I'm in the middle of the book, and yeah, so I'm not going to get rid of this one because I really enjoyed the movie, and the movie was really good. So yeah, sad but good. Okay, the second book that I have here is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. Yes, I started this. I have to be in a creative mood, and I didn't get very far. I got to page, there's even numbers on here, 33, and I am using a bookmark that is Snoopy, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so this is a creative nonfiction book, so yeah, I still want to complete this one, so that's that. Okay, here is a very popular book. I got it. I started reading it when I first got it in the mail. Then I put it aside because everything else, I'm reading everything else. So here we go. Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. Yes, I started it. I liked what I read so far. I loved her Girl on the Train book. I didn't get very far. My bookmark is here, and I got to page 66. So I got to page 66, and then I put the book down. So yes, I do want to continue this one. I just didn't get into it, and I put it aside. So that's on my, this was on my shelf. Oh, here is one that I've been trying to read for the whole 3 years now. And I did get very far in this one because I just picked it up this year and I started reading. I got halfway through the book, and I will continue and I will finish it by the end of the year, hopefully. It's Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. Yes, I didn't know that there was a book 4 until recently. So yeah, so I picked it up. I got halfway through. It's a big fat chunk of a book. Like I could attack somebody with this thing. But I liked what I read so far, and Twilight got me back into reading. So I know a lot of people don't like Twilight. But it's a fast read, and I have to pick it up. It's so fat and so heavy. Yeah, so how far did I get? I got to page 419, which is really good. I got halfway through, so yeah, I just got to pick it up and read it. So that's that one. Okay, here's one that I attempted 2 times to read, and somehow she's one of my favorite authors, and I'm really disappointed that I'm not liking it so much. And it is The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. I attempted this book twice to read it. I don't know what the issue is. I don't know. The first time I attempted it, I got further than I did the second time. The second time I only got to page 26. So there is a bookmark there. I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. She is one of my, I did read Since You've Been Gone, and I really liked it. So I don't want to give the book away. Yeah. I just got to be in the mood to read it, I guess. So that's that one. Okay, here's one that was helping me out in the month of June, but I never finished it. It is a nonfiction book. It is called Uninvited, and I really liked what I read so far. It was really helping me back in June when I was having some issues at work, but I never finished it. I did get halfway through the book. I got to page 137, and you know what? This is a book that I was writing in, which I never write in. There is marks here that I was writing in with a pen. So yeah, I never do that. And this book, I even highlighted things. So yeah, so this book will definitely be picked up again, but I just never finished it. So yeah, so it's on my DNF pile. So that's that one. Okay, here's a very popular book. Oh my God, yeah. You're gonna be like, oh my God, you didn't read that yet? Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. I don't know if I like Sarah J. Maas. I have a hard time with her writing style. She's very descriptive, and I have a hard time reading her. But let's see. I got to page 17 and I put the book down. Yeah. I read the first book. I read Throne of Glass, I think it was called. And I didn't really like it. I gave it a 3 stars. It was okay. So I wanted to read this one next, and I didn't get very far. So that's that one. Okay, here is a book that I recently purchased. I read a few things. It is nonfiction, and it's Helter Skelter. Yes, I have a bookmark, and look, I started using my flags. There you go. And I got to page 31. 31, I can't see without my glasses, but yeah, this is a true story about the Manson murders, and I wanted to know all about it. It happened a year before I was born, so yeah, so I wanted to read it, so I got that one. So I want to pick it up again. And here is a new release that I started to read, and I really, really liked it, but I put it aside and didn't finish it. And what I read so far I really liked. The Crazy House by James Patterson. Yeah, I read, there's a bookmark. I read a lot. I read 63 pages, and I enjoyed what I read so far. It is about a girl that goes into a mental institution. Yeah, so yeah, really crazy, and I really enjoyed what I read, and I love the cover. It's purple. I had to buy it. So yeah, so that I will be continuing to read. And here she is again, Sarah J. Maas. Yes, I read book 1, so I have book 2 and I started it, but I think I'm going to go audio. This is The Court of Mist and Fury. I think I'm going to go audio because her, as I said, her writing style is very dense, and I think the audio book would help me, but I did start it and I got to, not very far, I got to page 15 and I was like, oh no, I don't know. So that's, I did like book 1 though. And I did book 1 by audio, so I might go audio. Okay, so those are the books that were currently on my bedside table. So here we go to the really old ones that I started but never finished. Oh boy. Okay, sorry, my hair. I just got out of the shower and I had to videotape this. Okay, so the first book I see here is I did a video of read a first chapter and then put aside the book or whatever. So I read the first chapter of Lee Child Reacher, The Killing Floor. So I liked what I read. I just haven't had a chance to read more of it. So only 1 chapter I read. So that's that one. Another one that I read the one chapter of was Thomas by Dean Koontz. I was actually looking for this book, and now I just found it. Yeah, this is, I'm reading Dean Koontz right now, so I like to read this again. Continue reading it, but I only read the first chapter. The next book that I read the first chapter of was Haunted by Heather Graham, and I really liked this one. This was really strange and very fast-paced, and I liked the first chapter. I just never read more. So, yeah. So, it's in my DNF. Another one that I read one chapter of, and I really liked it, and I'd like to see the movie, is Red Dragon by Tom Harris. My husband's like, you didn't read that yet? I'm like, no, and I don't want to see the movie until I read the book. So, yeah, so that's that. And another one, very popular author, Stephen King. I started Mr. Mercedes. I read one chapter, and I never finished it. Yes, so it is on my DNF shelf. Yeah, I do want to read that one, too. Okay, on to books that are really old. So these were just ones that I picked up. Okay, the first one I wanted to see the movie, so of course I picked up the book and I got The Shack, and I didn't get to see the movie and I didn't finish the book. I got to page 29. Yeah. Okay, another one was, I just was not feeling this one. Constructing Amelia. You have to be in the right set of mind to read this one. It's about a suicide, I think, school suicide or something, and yeah, I got to page 51 and I put it down. I just was not in the mood to read that. It's a very sad book. Okay, here is a middle grade book that I started, never finished. Of course, I wanted to see the movie, The BFG, didn't finish it. I got to page 28. Yep. Okay. Here is another one. This one I think is about a rape case. I'm not quite sure, but I think it is. Faking Normal. I think she gets raped. I started it. Everybody was like raving about this book, and I just didn't get to it, and I never finished it. I only got to page 37. Yep, so that's that. Okay, here's another popular author. Here is one that I tried her books. I actually have all her books downstairs. And I collected everything, and I decided to try one of her new releases. So I attempted this book twice, and I just didn't finish it. I got very far. My bookmark is very far in there. It's Saint Anything by Sarah Dessen. This is the first attempt that I read by her. I got very far, as you can see. Oh man, I really should start picking it up again. I got to 256 and never finished the book. Yeah. Yeah, Saint Anything. Did anybody finish this one? I don't know. I know she's a very popular author. I don't know. Okay, we're getting to the nitty-gritty here. Okay, here's a book that I started, and she's a very popular author as well. Karen Slaughter. I started Pretty Girls a long, long time ago. And the reason I put this one down is because she curses way too much in this book. I don't know, it was annoying me. I didn't get very far. I read to page 80 and then I put the book down. I heard this one's really good, but I don't know, I can't get over the cursing. Yeah. Okay. Very popular book as well. I actually just ordered this in softback, and I didn't even know I had the hardback. So here we go. It's on my DNF shelf. Yep. Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Yes, I got very far in this one too. And I think I was reading it for a book club because I have lots of tabs. I have 147, 143 I got up to. So yeah. And and the softcover is coming in the mail soon. So I just ordered this one. So anyway, so that's that one. Okay. Another author that I really enjoy, but I never finished her book. And actually, I got halfway through the book, which is really weird that I put it down and didn't finish it. Lauren Oliver. She's pretty decent. I kind of liked all the books that I read by her, but I started Delirium and I got stuck. I watched the show, And the show made me pick up the book because I liked that little show they had on TV. And so I picked up the book, and I have a really fancy bookmark in here. Look at that with the little thing. Yeah. I got to page 227 and never finished it. Yeah, Delirium. Okay. Oh boy, I have a lot of books in here. Okay. So this book I got in the mail, and this one is about a girl who gets brooded. She gets stolen or something, and they take her tongue and she can't talk. And I took the book as soon as I got it. I wanted to read it, and I started reading it. So it's All the Truth That's in Me by Julie Berry, and I got pretty far. I got to page 85, and then I put the book down. So that's that one. Very popular adult book that I never finished is Rosie Project. I just wasn't into it. And I got to page 93. Okay, here is a book that I got from the publisher. I got it last summer. What I read I really liked, but I never finished it. So yeah, so I have it in here. I've got Sand in All the Wrong Places by Lisa Scottolini and her daughter Francesca Saratella. I got this from the publisher. It's an advanced reader's copy. Yeah, I started it. I liked it. It's short stories, true nonfiction short stories. I will never look at a water bottle again after reading this book from a car. Yeah. I was like, oh my God, I had to read it to my kids. I just read it a million times. Oh my God. Anyway, I got to page 108 and never finished it. So yeah, so that's a nonfiction book. Oh, here's a very popular author, very popular, Rebecca by, I can't say her name, but this is a classic, I'm pretty sure. It's a romance classic, and it was very dense for me, and the font was very, very tiny. Look at that font. I got to page 36, and then I put the book down. Okay. You're going to see another classic in here that I never finished. The Great Gatsby. I started it. I have a bookmark. I got to page 65 and put it down. I had no idea what was going on in this book. Yeah. So I stopped reading it. I have a few more to go. A very popular author, and I don't even remember reading anything of this one, but I did read because I have a bookmark. Vicious. I started it by V.E. Schwab, but I never finished it. I have a bookmark, and I think I read it for a book club because there is a reading chart here. I got to page 71, and I put it down. Yep. Okay, what else do I have in this box? The next one, Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendra Blake. And I'm pretty sure I met Kendra Blake at BookCon this year, I think. But I never finished her book, and I got to page 128. So halfway through the book, and I just put it down. Yeah, I have a problem. I get to like 70, I don't feel like reading it. I put the book down, and I saw something else. Okay, here's another popular author. This is one of my favorite authors. I got her book, and this is the second book she's ever written. I really liked her first book. I gave it 5 stars. So when she was writing another book, I had to buy it. So I pre-ordered it, and I got When I'm Gone by Emily Bleeker, and it just was a sad book, and I did read most of it, so I got to page 115. I liked what I read, but I just was not in the mood to read sadness, so I put this book down. Okay, here's one I got from BookCon, and it's actually signed by the author, and my book is getting damaged. The plastic is coming off. It's Daughter of Chaos by Jen McConnell. I met this author at BookCon 2 years ago. I don't know if it's signed. Yes, it's signed. I have a signed copy. and I got to page 180. And then I put the book down. It's about witches. Yep. Okay, this one got me back into reading. I had it tried last summer to read it. I've heard very mean things about this author, and I'm not sure. But I have all his series, and it's Michael Grant, and the book is called Gone. I liked what I liked. I liked what I read so far. It was about kind of like superhero. That's what I'm getting from it. But I didn't read very far. I read to page 89, and then I heard a lot of bad things about Michael Grant. So I put it in my DNF pile, and I never finished the book. Yeah, so that's that. Okay. I have a few more books in here. This one I read for a book club and didn't finish it. Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. I have a reading thing here. I got to page 121. So I got halfway through the book. I have book 2. I don't know if I should finish it or not. So I probably have to start over again because I have no idea what I read. But yeah, so that's that one. Here is a middle grade book. Actually, I wanted to see the movie, so I picked up the book. Pay It Forward by Catherine Ryan Hyde, and this is middle grade. I didn't get very far, and I actually have a Wonder bookmark in there, which I never finished Wonder. So yeah, Wonder's in my shelf downstairs, but I never finished it. I got to page 27 of this one. Okay, I got 4 more books to go. Yeah, sorry this is so long. Okay, I have a short story book. This one, I read a few short stories out of it, but I never finished it. It's called Sweet Home, a song for Izzy Bradley. I liked what I read so far. It looks like I read three chapters of 3 short stories, and then these are the short stories that I still got to read. But I liked what I read so far, but I just never finished the entire book. So that's that one. Here is another short story book. I got pretty far in this one. Dorothy Must Die Stories. This has 3 novellas in it, and I think I read No Place Like Oz I read, and The Witch Must Burn. I think I'm in the middle of it. So I got to... yeah, I'm in the middle of the second one, which is page 203. So I read half of the book. I still got to finish it so I can read the rest of the series. So that's that one. And here is the selection stories. I read The Prince, and I think I'm in the middle of The Guard. This is by Kara Cass. And I am on chapter 5 of The Guard, which is on page 117, but I never finished the 2 stories, so that's this one. And the last book in this box is a popular new adult book. Everybody said to read it, and I had some trigger warnings when I was reading this one. Yeah. It's The Edge of Never. By J.A. Redmersky. It's about a girl that travels across with somebody else, but it brought back some memories from when my very first boyfriend before my husband was killed in a car accident. So it brought some memories back, and I was having nightmares after I read only a few pages of it. I got to chapter 9, and then I had to put the book down because it was giving me nightmares. So yeah, it's a personal thing. I don't think anybody else will have that, but because I was having some flashbacks in my night of my first boyfriend in my dreams, I had to stop reading this one. So yeah. Some trigger warnings. So anyway, so those are all the books that I have started and never finished. So if you recommend anything that I should really finish something, please let me know in the comments. I know these are a lot of books here, and I don't know. So yeah, I have to get something done. I have to either get rid of them, or start again, or I don't know what to do with them. So let me know in the comments, and I will see you in another video. Thank you for putting up with my 25 minutes of ranting of books that I started and never finished. I did not put them on Goodreads. I did not rate them. Yeah, so there's just certain reasons why I stopped reading certain things, and yeah, I never finished it. I have a problem of not finishing things. So yeah. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.